Let's get started with setting up our dev environment for building our first WebSpatial app for the Vision Pro. So, of course, we need a Mac. Other prereqs are Node.js, Vite framework, Xcode from Mac's App Store, and Vision OS Simulator. So, let me just quickly show you how you can download the simulator. Let's open Xcode. In Xcode settings, you can scroll down to components. And here you'll see a list of simulators. So just install the Vision OS 26.0. That's all. Let's get started with creating an app. You can refer the WebSpatial official documentation. All the commands are there on the page. Let's get started. So I'm using Cursor. So this is going to create a basic React app. Yeah, so we have a modern React app. Now let's just extend it to support WebSpatial. First of all, let's install the SDK. Okay, we need to resolve the dependency conflict. Just add this argument, legacy PR depths. So these packages are going to bring the core WebSpatial runtime features and builder tools for packaging our app. All right, now let's connect our app to WebSpatial. So let's start with setting the JSX runtime to WebSpatial. Since WebSpatial extends React's rendering layer, it needs its own JSX runtime. So I'm opening the tsconfig.node.json. And here in compiler options, we just need to add one line, JSX import source. Similarly, in tsconfig.app.json, in compiler options, just add this one line. And our first step is done. Now, next is configuring the vite.config.ts. So here, we just need to import our WebSpatial plugin. So the WebSpatial plugin is going to inject the spatial logic, and the create HTML plugin is going to help us inject the XRENV variable into HTML. You'll get a clearer idea as we start building. Next is the manifest file, which will be like a blueprint for the Vision OS app. Like it's gonna know what should be the size of the screen, or what your icon should be for the app, what should be the name and background color, things like that. So let me create a basic manifest in the public folder. And for now, I'm just gonna give a size, maybe. And let's link this manifest to our index.html. That's all. Before we move on to our last configuration, let me just tell you a difference between the XRENVs. So in WebSpatial, your app can run in two different environments. One is the normal web for the 2D browser on your laptops, and the other is for the Apple Vision Pro. So to switch between these two environments, we use an environment variable called xr underscore env. So when we run npm run dev, it is just going to default the xrenv to web. That means the 2D version, the standard 2D React website would be rendered on your browser. But when we explicitly mention xrenv equal to avp npm run dev, then we tell WebSpatial to generate a spatial build. So we get a special URL that ends with WebSpatial/avp. So let's see how to run the app now. So now that you know the two different environments our app is running in, let's just make a small change into index.html. Here, I'll edit the HTML tag to something like this. It's a conditional tag. There are two reasons for this. First of all, to check which runtime you are building for, web or the Apple Vision Pro. If it's a normal web app, then we are just going to see the normal HTML tag. If we set the xrenv to avp, then we are going to see a class called isSpatial in the HTML tag. This serves the purpose of checking which version you are running. And second, you can use this class name to style your CSS differently for Apple Vision Pro or for the browser. Now, since all the configurations are done, let's move on to the fun part. That's running the app. So let's just do a npm run dev first. This is your normal 2D website. We can check the HTML tag by clicking inspect. You should see it doesn't have any class. Now let me close this. And in the same command, I'm just gonna set the xrenv equal to avp and run this. Yeah, here you can see. So we got a different link. Let's just open this and inspect. We got the isSpatial class in the HTML tag. So this just represents that this is the spatial version of our app. On the browser, it's just going to look the same. But once we spatialize the CSS and everything, you'll see the differences in the simulator. So let's run it on the simulator. For running it on the simulator, you need to keep it running in the background. So I'm just going to open it. So, and we need to keep this command running as well. And let's open another terminal. In the new terminal, I'm just going to paste this command, npx WebSpatial builder run. And there's a parameter called base. Here, we are going to give this URL, the spatial apps URL. Here's your spatialized app on the Vision Pro simulator. This is exactly how it's going to look in the actual Vision Pro as well. And you can check the URL here. Is the WebSpatial/avp. That just means it's the spatialized version of your app. Now, let me just show you how the web manifest works. So here, for the default scene size, we have mentioned two parameters, the width and the height. So every time we launch our app, it's going to launch a page with that size. So let me just edit it. It launched the app again, but this time in the width and height I mentioned in the web manifest. You have your first WebSpatial app running on the Vision Pro simulator. Now let's see how we can spatialize it.